Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Spiritual Insight. Here we are, the last day of November. Woo! The last November of 2025. The last November. The only one and only November. Here we are at the end. Just want to take a moment to welcome everyone. We are live streaming over on Rumble, on BitChute, on X, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, my LinkedIn, and over on TikTok. So welcome everyone, no matter how you are watching, whether it's the live show or the replay, or or even some of the clips too, because we do have those. We have the clips, so that a lot of people watch the little shorts, I should say. So just welcome to each and every one of you. We are so grateful. I am grateful that you are in this sacred circle with each and every one of us this evening. So this is a safe, protected, loving, sacred circle. So just want to say hello over to YouTube. We have Richard. Hello, Richard. Big bear hug to you. Over on TikTok, we have Robin. Hello, Robin. Robin's Cosmic Soul Food. Thanks for holding down TikTok over there for me. And over on Rumble, we have Jill and Roy, Patty, Ruth, and Wendy. And so, yes, greetings, each and every one of you. So grateful that you are in the Sacred Circle this evening. And for those of you who maybe are not too familiar with who I am Tiffany White, Sage Woman. And if you would like to check out my services or contact me through my website is whitesagewoman.com, WHITESAGEWOMAN, whitesagewoman.com. And I spell that out because we do have a huge audio listening base as well. So the audio from my show and from all of the Goldylocks production shows are uploaded onto multiple podcast and music streaming platforms. So you can find Goldylocks Productions, Goldylocks with a Y, in multiple places. So Goldylocks, GOLDYLOCKS Productions. So that's how you can find us. And and then, like I said, my personal website, whitesagewoman.com. All right, so now that I've got that taken care of and saying hello to everyone, and I hope that everyone had a very peaceful, transforming Thanksgiving. Those that celebrated in the United States, we had our Thanksgiving. I do believe in other countries there are different times, and quite honestly, gratitude should be celebrated on a daily basis. We should practice that every day, right? So we get into that mindset, and in moving that forward, making that gratitude be a part of our daily life instead of just one time a year. I'm not saying, make a big Thanksgiving meal every day, but it's that gratitude portion and moving forward. So, yes. All right. Let's see. And today is the first day. I just want to say hello to some other people. I think Lisa Renee. Is it Lisa Renee? Yes, Lisa Renee over on TikTok. Just welcoming everyone that's coming in. I'm sorry if I have to kind of like bend down to see. It's so small because I'm using my phone for TikTok, so it's so small. I have to get one of those magnifying things that you stick on and you can see. Anyway, I don't want to leave anyone out over on TikTok, so it's like, hello, thank you so much for joining. Oh my goodness, so funny. Today is the first day of moving into the sign, the 13th sign in the cosmic astrology, the sign of Ophiuchus. I apologize if I'm saying it incorrectly, but it is one that has been just hidden by not talking about it, but it is an actual constellation. All right. Astronomy proves this. There's a constellation of Ophiuchus. It's in between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So there's our missing sign, 13th sign. Indigenous people talk about 13 moons. We had 13 months, and they trimmed them down. 13 months of 28 days in each month. And so then this is why some of the months are unbalanced and have more days than others, because they accumulated the 1 month and spread it out amongst the 12 months. So anyway, a lot of you know this, but a lot of you here, you are in the know. You know these things, so it's not a surprise. And but this is the beginning of it, and it's that look that up. Do some research on it if you want to. I know sidereal astrology supports all 13 signs. The Western, the tropical, it does not. It's not even lined up with astronomy, with how our planets are now. So I don't follow a system that I feel was created to purposely sidetrack us, this Western tropical astrology. All right. And then try to say that it's and watch out for these. Oh, it's the mystery arts, or the um this forgotten suppressed mystery schools and stuff. Don't fall for that trap, because a lot of that is designed to purposely lead us astray. All right. And you just have to discernment, feel it, put it through the feelers. So Jill moved over. She was on Rumble. Now she's going back and forth between TikTok and Rumble. Okay, Jill, thanks. And thanks for sharing the live too. Thank you over on TikTok. Yes, Richard, it's even on a turtle's back. The turtle has 13, right? It has 13 sections on the turtle back. And it's Turtle Island is what they supposed to, this planet, Turtle Island. Anyway. So, we are having, yes, I am decorated for Christmas already. For winter and for Christmas already. Because we have been having winter weather here already in Connecticut, in southern Connecticut. So I'm following the weather, not a calendar. So seriously, when I've gone outside, and those of you who've been in places where it snows, those of you who are familiar with this, those of you in tropical places might not really comprehend what I'm saying, but you can go out there, you can smell snow clouds, you can smell the snow, or even just like I said, the snow clouds, and it smells. Winter has a smell. And so I was just, of course, from you be connected. We are all connected. Just try to reconnect, communicate with nature, and they will tell you, from all the animal beings, nature beings, weather beings is part of nature. Well, the authentic weather beings. So, and it is winter. Winter has arrived. Winter's here already. And so it's been cold. So I'm like, you know what? I'm taking the fall decorations down. We're done. And let's just move right into winter and to Christmas. So yes, I did decorate early. I usually am one that likes to wait until at least December. And I'm like, not this year. Things are different. Things are so different. So it's, yeah, Richard, I just put my Christmas wreath on my door. There you go. Nice. Jill, yes, I know you're going back and forth. I'm exhausted from packing most of the day. I bet you are. That is exhausting, and it sneaks up on you if you don't stay up on that every day, especially moving from a place you've been for a while. So moving from a house, packing up a house is a lot of work, isn't it? So yes. All right. I have a lot to share this evening. This is a very interactive show. So if you have any comments, I would love to have that interaction. So feel free to put your comments, or if you have any questions pertaining to what I'm talking about, please ask questions, have some interaction, some feedback. I love that. All right. And that's this is all about. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't claim to know everything. I just share my experiences, and those that others that maybe I come across and read their material, or hear their podcast or hear them talking, and it resonates with me. Hey, I may share that. But just take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. All right. Now, if you missed my interview, my guest appearance on Marsha Culver's new podcast called The Mile, it was last Wednesday. So The Mile will be on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a call-in show only. It's audio. It's not video like this, and it's not streamed to multiple streaming platforms like what you're watching from now. All right, it is just a dial in. It's a teleconference. You call in and you listen. And so, if those of you are interested, just let me know. I can give you the call-in number, and and I do promote these shows too. So the call-in number and the call-in instructions is there. So might write that down. Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The Mile. So you can check out my interview, and then this upcoming Wednesday, the 3rd. She has Melissa Parks from Joyful Findings, our Friday evening show. And Marsha Culver does have her own show, be tomorrow night, Monday evening, Enlightened Heights. And yeah, she's starting December off. So be sure to watch her. You can watch her first show. She has 2 now, but one the video like this, and the other is just the audio podcast. So we're really excited about that. The Mile is walking a mile in someone else's shoes. She asks a bunch of questions to the guests, and it's really, really amazing. No, Richard, it's not on Blog Talk, and as a matter of fact, Blog Talk Radio went under. They're not right. It's not Blog Talk Radio. It's just a call-in teleconference number. So I'll get that information to everybody who is interested in the course. So it's something that you can listen to, and also the replay. Like, I do have the replay link to her first show, which I was on. If anyone needs that, please message me, and I will share you that link. If you are on, you can join us on Telegram as well, where I share a lot of these things. We share a lot of the anything that's happening show-wise, and also we all just have a great time sharing and communicating with one another on Telegram. So if you are on Telegram already, there's a link in the show description, or there's a QR code you can see in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. You can scan it. You have to have a Telegram account already. If you don't, you have to create a Telegram account first, and then you can join. And then I know on TikTok, you're not seeing anything that I'm putting on the screen. So you have to contact me if you're interested in joining our Telegram too. But TikTok also, hey, we're a tight group there as well. So I will let you know everything that you're not going to miss out. So you don't have to worry about that. All right. So just wanted to share that with you in case you want to. It's a great way to stay in touch, even like the holidays. When we took the break for Thanksgiving, we were still communicating. There wasn't that, oh no. And then we have to have our Christmas break coming up. The last 2 weeks of December, which goes right into December and in January, we have off. It's our annual Holy Days Christmas break. So it's a great way to stay in touch with us all. And of course, we'll be putting out some little, whether it's little videos, or we'll keep everyone in the loop. But it's just a great way to stay in touch. Okay, so all right. And also upcoming this Wednesday, I will be on Ruth Saltman's show, The Transformational Soul, Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. Of course, in the evenings, it's just 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Unless the day ones, I will let you know those times. And I will be her special guest this Wednesday and next Wednesday. So December 3rd and December 10th. And she's going to ask me a bunch of questions that I have no idea what the questions are, but they're pertaining to spiritual, metaphysical, maybe some things that are going on now, not political and not personal questions. All right. So if you have any questions that you want asked, that you would like to ask me through Ruth, you need to contact Ruth, ruthsaltman.com. And what I'm going to do here is, you contact Ruth through her website right here, ruthsaltman.com, ruthsaltman.com. Contact her, say, hey, here's questions I want to ask Tiffany, or I have for Tiffany. And you can be anonymous if you want to. You don't have to, you don't have to say who you are. If you want your name mentioned, then you can. So I'm going to be on there this Wednesday, the December 3rd, and then also on December 10th. So if you have more than one question, that's fine too. Ruth would love to, I'm sure, have some more questions. So please sure to contact her. If you know her on social media, you know her on Facebook, you know her on other platforms, you can contact her there as well. If not, just contact her through her website, ruthsaltman.com, SOLTMANRUTH, ruthsaltman.com. All right. So now that I've got that taken care of, get that out of the way, because once I start getting into things, I just really get into it. And it's just like, whoo, all right. So what I would like to do is, I have to pull this up. I was prepared for everything except for I forgot about this one because I started preparing like several days ago. And so let me pull this up for y'all real quick. I'm sorry if on the other platforms, it's going to probably, whenever I go to another tab, it kind of goes dark. So the lighting might change, except for on TikTok, it's not going to change. Yay, because you can't see me go to another tab. So, yay. Just going to read this short little post. It's on Substack, and I will share the links with you as soon as I am done. Okay. So Laura Eisenhower, many of you know who she is. And if you don't, I will share links. This was her November 26th Substack post, the part of us that's rising anyway. And let me see if I can't read in the app to see if it will change. No, I think it's going to still be a dark screen. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to read it then. It's short and sweet, but it's very profound. All right. And I love this. And I hope you do too. Just again, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. All right. There is a rising energy on this planet that many people don't have language for anymore, because even the words meant to describe it have become so distorted. When you say divine feminine or divine masculine now, you can feel the awkwardness in the air. People project, skepticism, boredom, or just outright defensiveness. They get defensive. The moment these words are spoken, the mind jumps to gender politics, to stereotypes, or some preconceived image of what it should look like. Something pure and ancient has been reduced to a concept people roll their eyes at. But the truth is, this has nothing to do with gender. What we are talking about is the lost half of our angelic human blueprint. The emotional, the intuitive, the nurturing, the stabilizing capacity that is literally encoded in our DNA. It's the part of us that knows how to feel, how to heal, how to create, how to listen to the earth, how to sense truth beyond logic. And yet this part of us has been dismissed for so long that even speaking about it feels strange, like trying to use a word from a language people forgot they once spoke. This is why I always have a hard time articulating, because it's a frequency, and then I try to put it into words and it's like, I lose it. This is why I'm grateful for people like Laura Eisenhower, Lisa Renee, Jane Evershed, and many more, because they really can. They just take these words and make them dance so beautifully, and it matches. It resonates with me. All right. The distortion has gotten worse in recent years. Gender confusing, increased polarity, people tearing each other apart over identity. All of this has made the inner balance sound more like abstract spiritual cliche. But what's rising now is not an ideology. It's a movement. It's not about men versus women or who fits into what role. This is about human wholeness. It's the forgotten dimensions of ourselves that have been suppressed, that has been mocked, ignored, or twisted, finally making its way back into consciousness. You can feel it beneath everything happening in the world right now. Just a quiet, restorative current. Just a very quiet current. It's restoring. Just, do you feel it? Do you feel like it's something ancient and benevolent pushing up from under the noise? It doesn't force itself. It doesn't scream. It comes through in subtle moments when someone finally slows down enough to feel, when a synchronicity cuts through the static, when the body remembers something the mind can't quite articulate. These moments remind us that not all is lost. Something real is returning. What's frustrating is how many people dismiss this return without even knowing what they're rejecting. They shut down anything that asks them to go inward. They cling to the simulation, to the matrix. The ego loops, the distractions, the constant drama, the competition over who's right, who's wrong, who's more wounded. Oh, but the shift is happening whether people engage with it or not. A planetary correction doesn't wait for collective readiness. It's because the cycle demands it. It happens because the cycle demands it. That's what it means. It happens. Yep. And this planet isn't waiting for us either. She's already ascended. She's already in the 5D. This rising energy is the part of us that has been missing. It's the piece of our humanity that holds everything together. And even if the words used to describe it have become distorted or uncomfortable, the reality of it is unmistakable. The emotional body is coming back online. The intuitive heart is awakening. The nurturing, the stabilizing, the truth-sensing dimension of our DNA is resurfacing. And no amount of cynicism or confusion can stop what's already in motion. In a world that's exhausted, polarized, overwhelmed, this return isn't just a spiritual idea. It's essential. It's the reminder that we are more than the stimulation that we're living in. This simulation that the overstimulated simulation, this matrix that we're living in. That beneath the noise, the soul is still guiding. And that the part of us we abandoned is coming home, with or without permission. Don't be afraid of your true self. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, that is Laura Eisenhower. She is on Substack, and you can also follow her website. So I will put her banner up there too. And also share with those who cannot see the banners. Laura Eisenhower's website is cosmicgaia.org. Cosmic Gaia, GAIA.org. So be sure to go to her website, And from there, you can click and join her Substack if you would like to do so. And so she has these beautiful reminders. I call them. I love these beautiful "Remember who you are" reminders. She's one with others as well. So I will pause here for a moment and catch up and see if anyone has any comments or questions just from this part. This is a great intro to the rest of the discussion that's going to be shared in this hour together. Let me check over here on TikTok. Yes. All right. No questions. All right. So, yay. Thanks for the hearts. Oh. All right. I know a lot of you. I probably could just take the phone and pull it closer, but then, I don't want TikTok to see me so close. So sorry that. Anyway, just have to look at it all, right, Robin? Because I know Rob's got the same thing. All right. Now, a while ago, Robert had asked the difference between or the soul and oversoul, and he had asked about oversoul. And so I did answer him, and I have simply stated in our past shows that the oversoul is the highest octave, the highest frequency of your soul. And it is good to take a deep dive into this understanding of our soul, our oversoul. That is how I had answered him. So I'm going to go a little bit more into this as I came across some really other great information during this break and having conversations with my higher self, with my soul, my oversoul, and with my guidance team. And interestingly, it was just also very beautiful and so much happening at the same time with usually Thanksgiving, if you're sharing with your family, so there's so much going on, then you have that time to yourself and just great reflection. It was a great time for me to have several days off to, yes, they were busy, but then I did have a day or two of just unwinding. So out of the 4 days, it was nice to have 2 days of just, I'm just going to relax. So, I mean, Wednesday and Thursday was really busy. The Wednesday, we didn't take the break yet, but Thursday and Friday were busy. And then some of, Friday and Saturday, and then some of this morning. So I was able to have a couple of days of just going back within and just processing everything. So, all right. So oversoul. The oversoul is the architect of your divine destiny. The oversoul is the identity level that manages this process because it has the widest energetic bandwidth and the highest memory of our incarnational grids. The oversoul remembers everything because it contains everything. It is described as the avatar oversoul directive navigation. Remember I said that natural GPS that we have? That's it. The avatar oversoul directive navigation. That's our true GPS. So our God positioning system. Anyway. So, and you can visualize, and this is something homework for you guys to work on or to do, and you can share with me if you want to. If you haven't done this already, you can do this later on. And it's interesting because I had to really stop and think about this and go, wow, here I'm thinking it's another being that's giving me this guidance when it's actually my oversoul or giving me this comfort. Let me back up. So I visualize this huge cosmic heart. Remember, I do this, one of my services is cosmic heart healing, is to get us back into that connection with the cosmic heart and also to the womb work. which, is great for men or women. It doesn't matter. But the cosmic heart is what I would see, this huge cosmic heart, like you think of space, the sky, the cosmos in the shape of a heart, really beautiful. And see my oversoul as the huge galaxy-sized cosmic heart. And this cosmic heart forms into this cosmic mother. And I always thought it was an angel or another light being in the form of the divine or cosmic mother holding me gently to her chest, and my heartbeat sinking to and in alignment to her heartbeat. Isn't that beautiful? That's my go-to place, and I just sit there. So this is, when you visualize and you do this can be, I don't want to say your shortcut, but your shortcut to getting right to your higher self. Visualize what works for you. There isn't a right or wrong visualization. It is personal to you. So what would you visualize your oversoul looking like? So it took me a while to realize that was my oversoul. I just thought it was, yes, this beautiful being that was right there with my oversoul, or, my highest octave soul, the 12th D oversoul. That's the oversoul is in the 12th dimension and closest to God's source. So I just thought that it was, whether it's a guardian angel, my higher soul, and the Divine Mother. And so it's all, and you're all correct, so that's my oversoul. It really does give you comfort as well. And so how do you visualize your oversoul? That's something fun for you to think of. Not just think of, I want you to feel it. I want you to feel it. Okay? It's not something that, that sounds good, that sounds logical. No. That's what I'm talking about. You have to feel it. You have to know it. Yes. Yes. But you've never put words to it. And this is like all my experiences. These are beautiful experiences, but I didn't have words to articulate. And then what I'm sharing from these next parts here is from, and I'm going to share her website too, is Jane Evershed. I have shared some of her things before, but she's able to articulate exactly how I feel, what I am feeling, and maybe I couldn't put to words. And it's like, oh, wow. And also kind of deciphers a little bit of, oh, that's what this is. Helps me to remember more. And I hope it helps you as well. So her explanation, I really like this, of the higher self and the oversoul. So you think of the higher self as your immediate navigator, your immediate navigator. So it's the next higher octave or frequency of you, and it operates in the 6th to 9th dimensions bands, the 6D to 9D bands. When you become lucid in your dreams, your meditation or trance, it is the higher self speaking. It is the part of you that knows your mission for this incarnation, and uses symbolic imagery or direct clarity to steer you. Your higher self is literally piloting your dream interface. And this is like dream time now. So this is why lucidity feels so intelligent, sharp, and guided, and not to be taken lightly. All right. So in your dream state or sleeping state, don't dismiss it. Always pay attention, and it's not to be taken lightly. The higher self navigates dreamtime, the dreams. The oversoul directs the destiny. So let's use this analogy. This is a great analogy. Your higher self is a pilot. Your oversoul is air traffic control. Source is the entire sky. Your higher self and oversoul really are two harmonics of one identity. They work together seamlessly, guiding you through the corridors of experience towards the version of yourself your soul has always intended to become. So lucidity is the oversoul and the higher self speaking at the same time with the same voice through the same body. It is the brief merging of navigation and architect, where the pilot glimpses the map maker's original design. This is why it just clicks. Have you ever just you're in meditation, or you're recalling a dream, or there's something that comes to you and it's like a click, aha, the light bulb moment, everything falls into place. That's that moment we're talking about here. It just clicks. And this is why it feels like alignment. This is why you cannot argue with it, nor should you, because it's just, once it clicks in, you know it's true, and there's no arguing and there's no turning back from that. So you will feel them long before you understand them. So this is where we get it all wrong, thinking that you have to, I don't say understand, I say understand, that you have to understand something before you can feel it or see it. And that's incorrect. Not all the time, or that you have to understand something first, and then you will feel it. You just have to feel it, and then everything just comes into place for you. That understanding shows up. You feel it, then you will see it, then you will know it. It's not I see it and know it first, and then everything will click and fall into place. No. And because sometimes seeing and knowing is not hand in hand either, because especially with physical eyes, your physical eyes can be deceived. We're seeing this a lot now. There's some AI, there's some pictures. Is this real or not? And our eyes, our physical eyes, can be deceived. Our third eye, when in balance and harmony, when our pineal gland is in balance with our pituitary gland, there is no fooling that, because now we're going inward, and you will feel it long before we completely understand it. And this is a good example. I feel it, I know this, and then putting words, you hear it presented in a certain manner, and then it just, oh yeah, I get it now. Oh, that's so cool. All right, so in sleeping, the oversoul guides you through symbols and our dream architecture. So even if it's prophetic dreams, because I know we've got some who dream that way. And now that's doing other mission work too. If it's prophecy that's not involving you and in your mission, but however, we all are connected, so we are helping so many more people than we realize. We'll get to that in a little bit too. So just take note of everything if you can. As soon as you wake up, before you even get out of bed, if you can, have a pad of paper, a pen or pencil, something that you can write with, or your phone. Take your phone and start recording. Start recording what you remember, even if it's fragments. It's not like, I think some people wake up and think, oh my gosh, I have to write a freaking book or a manuscript. No, it's not like that. And our dreams do not come that way. It comes in bits and pieces. And so you having to navigate in symbols, and it's like, okay, so I'm going to apply them in the order that I saw them, but in the interpreting of them is not in that same order. All right, it's playing like connect the dots, and it can be in any shape. And it's not, there isn't an order like that, like we think it is. So it's great just to, I call it's an outline, the highlights, who's involved, person, was there a place? Is it a place you're familiar with or that you're not familiar with? Was there a smell? Was there, those types of things? Write it down. And there's sometimes too, in going on the day, and one little thing, whether you see this bird and then it's like, oh, wait a minute, I saw this in my dream too. Oh, now I'm remembering more of it. And so it's very powerful how we get these little reminders. So sleeping time, the oversoul guides us through symbols and dream architecture. But in the waking time, the oversoul guides us all through alignment through resonance. Example of this is the strong pulling, soft knowing, sudden boundaries, something trips a boundary, intuitive yes or no, unexpected detours, collapsing or collapsing of one path and opening of a new path. And so this is resonance. When you are aware of your oversoul, the orchestration, the sound, you can hear it and feel it, right? It's an orchestra. You will never again walk through your timeline or your frequency corridor unconsciously. So timeline, another great way of saying timeline is frequency corridor. So now just talk about karma and dharma just for a few minutes here. If the higher self guides your steps and the oversoul holds your destiny, then there is one more source woven into the path you walk. The residues, we call it luggage, the luggage, the residues, the imprints, maybe the residue that you carry in and the blueprint you came to reclaim. So timelines and frequency corridors are not isolated corridors. They interlace with what your soul arrived to complete, karmic residue, and what your oversoul encoded as your original mission, your dharma. So, and I think I said this before, to me, my take on karma has always been us making things right, bringing our frequency corridor back into balance and back into alignment. We make the corrections. I'm off balance. I've got to make this correction. Taking responsibility for my actions, taking responsibility. And dharma to me was always achieving that balance, that 0 point frequency corridor, that balanced state. We have reached it, that homeostasis inside out. I mean, we have, and that's to me what dharma is, that we have achieved that. Okay, so I've heard that some people think that that karma is a punishment or is a loop, an unending loop, but in truth it is simply unfinished resonance asking to be harmonized so that your dharmic trajectory can rise. And once it does, the timelines you magnetize, the timelines that you magnetize shift dramatically. Sometimes overnight, sometimes even in a single dream. Sometimes in your dream time, you can wake up feeling like a new person. How many of you have done that? Did you realize you were doing work in your sleep or in your soul travels, whether you will call it dreams or soul travels? I know astral travels seems to me like a lower astral, but the really high. So when I say that lower astral, like lower 4D, or where there's too many positive and negative energies influencing you, whereas you say soul travels, it's higher, like 5D and above, where we are protected because of the harmony and the frequency they have to match in order to do any harm to us. But if they are 5D and higher, they're not going to do any harm to us because, so you get to those dimensions to where you are just protected from the frequency and the resonance. And there you go. So, because it has to match, like, so anything that's going to harm you is not going to be in those upper frequencies. So, have you ever woke up feeling like you're a new person? It can be even like something that happens during the day. You wake up, you're one way, but by the end of the day, you're like, I really have transformed this day. Wow. It's just paying attention. It could just be that little, I feel really good. I feel different somehow. Oh, how do you feel different? It's just something, observe. Observe more how you're feeling. Please don't just dismiss it. Don't dismiss it. Observe how you're feeling. All right? Because once these residues or this old luggage clears, all right, the dharmic stream, the oversoul's original mission arc begins to rise, pulling you into the timelines or the frequency corridors that match your true divine cosmic blueprint. Richard, I've been dizzy today. Okay. And after you go through that whole check of physical of why am I feeling dizzy? Is it, did I self-inflict? Did I do too much caffeine? Did I do too, right? We go through these checklists. Is it because of all of these powerful energies and consciousness that's coming in? Is it that? Can be. I think it's a combination of things, right? All right. So our higher self is in the sixth dimension and ninth dimension. Sixth to ninth dimension, our higher self. This is what our higher self is helping to also, we can be doing so many things. Helping to repair, rebuild, helping to the templates of this planet and her expansion, or even through nature, through whatever you do, maybe with the children, working with the children that's being rescued, working with whatever you're working on at nighttime. But your higher self is in the sixth to ninth dimension, and you can communicate with the planet and the lower aspect of Eartha, or Eartha. Earth is 3D. Tara is 5D. And Gaia is 7th, 8th D, 8th D, 7th, 8th D. Once you get to 9th D, from what my understanding is the lightness. You become light beings. And again, I know that I get there because I have light beings around me that I can communicate with. So I know that that's my higher self. But now, this is interesting too. So then your oversoul is even higher, like I said, 12D. So your avatar self, 10 is in the 10th dimension and 11th dimension. it's called the Rishi Christos that Christ did. The Rishi Christos identity is 12D. And that to me is the oversoul. And that level, that remembrance, your entire soul lineage, your original, organic, authentic, angelic human blueprint in every timeline you've ever touched. All right. So, wow. We are multidimensional. We are multidimensional. Also, too, dizziness can be if you're really, really high. And you have to ground, we do have to reground ourselves. We have to make sure that we're anchored into this beautiful planet, to this beautiful realm. All right. And yeah. So make sure you stay hydrated. And so when you go through your checklist, you'll know. Ask your body, ask, what do I need? Do I need more rest? How many of you have been sleeping a lot more? You've been sleeping more, because this is where we're getting some powerful, whether you want to call them upgrades, or, because we're all shifting. This is some really powerful shifts are taking place in our sleep time. Making sure you're getting enough sleep. Anyway, all right. So I just read from Jane Evershed and at janeevershed.substack.com. Okay, I'm saying Jane, Jane, last name is Evershed, Evershed. So yes, it's two E's there. Jane, Jane, Evershed.substack.com. Or you just go to Substack and you can look for Jane Evershed. And this is what I just shared with you too, the higher self, your oversoul, and the karma and dharma, with sprinkled in with some of my thoughts and feelings on that as well. And so there, please, follow her or like her on Substack if that resonates with you. Please do so if that resonates with you. All right. If there's any questions, if anybody has any questions at this point, if there's anything you would like to say, to share, to ask, please do so at this time. Okay, I'll just keep on. Let me get another sip. And so yes, I know we've a lot of us have been feeling dizzy too. So and I will say too, you want to rule out, because this is a topic I've had before, that you're not being zapped by some EMFs. And if you have a smart meter, you need to really address that. Get a Faraday cage or get a tensor ring. And they have tensor rings. You can look them up, TENSOR. Tensor rings. I'd get them in copper. Copper is the only way to go as far as I'm concerned. But copper tensor rings that will go just slide right on to your smart meter and will contain it. Okay. This does not help. This will hurt. It's like every little thing is thrown at us to keep us suppressed. And so that's why I'm saying layer. All right, have I been exposed to too much EMFs today? Maybe I'm in a place where there's a lot of cell phone towers, or I'm just being zapped. I feel I'm being zapped. Is it something that I ate? Is there something that, that kind of thing? Go through that checklist that I talked about. So hello, Carol Ann. Yay! Carol Ann, Carrie. All right, so we'll wrap this up here with this final raising your vibration and your frequency. What can you do to raise your frequency? Carol Ann, you're so funny. Meow. Back to you too. Grr. Oh, I love Carol Ann. All right. So this is where you can feel confused, or like how one person can't make a difference in your. And I'm just going to blow your mind here, because my mind was blown. I knew this, but I loved the way that this one particular person presented it. And what am I talking about? I'm going to show you. All right. With the image here, I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to share this image here. All right. So David Hawkins, Dr. David Hawkins' books, Letting Go, The Map of Consciousness Explained, and Transcending the Levels of Consciousness. Okay. Hawkins found that the higher up his map a person goes, the bigger and more profound the ripple effects throughout the world they will have. Now, I know people on TikTok can't see this. It's David Hawkins' Map of Consciousness. You can look that up. Dr. David Hawkins, Hawkins, Map of Consciousness. So those on the audio platforms and those on TikTok. If you need that, I can get that information to you. Through TikTok, you can message me and I'll put it in the messenger. I'll put the chart. I'll share that image with you. Okay. So you can contact me through TikTok. Just send me a message saying you'd like to have that picture, the map of consciousness. And then you can go back and take some notes and just kind of see where you are on this chart. Okay. So, all right, hold on. I have to, there we go. Hold on, TikTok. Hold on. There we go. Stop moving then. I got to verify. There we go. Okay. Keep me on so they don't shut me off. All right. So you can see that there's these frequencies and the low is like 20. So 20 to 175 are like these lower frequencies. All right. And everything from shame to pride. All right, those are the lower frequencies. And then you get into your mid-level ones of 200 to 400. All right. And then you get your higher ones, 500 and above, 540, 600, 700. Okay. So the higher that you go. So he breaks it down this way. One person, one of you, living and vibrating to the energy of optimism and a willingness to be non-judgmental of others, which is 310, the willingness, optimism, hopeful, intention. I don't really like the word hopeful too much, but okay, we'll go with that. Because hopeful to me is stagnant. It needs movement. Think of a word of movement instead of hopeful. Just knowing, but that 310, I don't want to distract from that. 310, one person vibrating at the 310 frequency of willingness. I'm optimistic, and my intention is good intentions, will counterbalance the negativity of 90,000 people who calibrate at the lower weakening levels. 90,000 people. Yes, one person counterbalances. Blown? Your mind blown? Well, hold on. One person living and vibrating to the energy of pure love and reverence for all of life at 500 frequency will counterbalance the negativity of 750,000 people who calibrate at the lower weakening levels. I can tell you right now that a lot of you that are watching and are listening, and you've been listening to me and haven't just scrolled, you are in these. I feel like you're all in the higher too. So here we go. One more. One person living and vibrating to the energy of illumination, of bliss, and infinite peace, 600, will counterbalance the negativity of 10 million people who calibrate at the lower weakening levels. 10 million people. Do you see why we have this sacred circle every week? And not just my show, but all the shows in Goldylocks Productions, all the people that are coming together, we are counterbalancing these lower weakening frequencies. Yes, you do make a difference. If you ever feel powerless and that you're not making that difference, remember you are a source of energy. Please remember that. You are a very powerful source of energy. You get to choose how you feel, how you react and respond, and how you operate. You get to choose who you are. It's your free will. So your vibration and your frequency matters. Boom. Boom. That's it. That's all. Period on that. Case closed. No, stop. Anyway, I'm grateful for each and every one of you. If I missed you, your comments, or your questions, please contact me through whatever platform. You can contact me through my website. You can contact me. You know, a lot of you know how to get in touch with me. There's on TikTok. You can just message me. And so I am grateful for each and every one of you. The world, the universe has never been more ready for your light, for your frequency, for your light. Allow yourself to shine brightly. Rise, rise, rise. Peace be with your heart. Peace be with your mind. Peace be with your body. And may all beings rest in that harmonic field of truth and liberation, which is now unfolding. So Source be with you all. I am grateful for and love each and every one of you. And I will see you next Sunday evening. We will be into December. I will see you all in December. Much love, everyone. Good night.